I heard there was rumors, people talking that you guys don't want a rehydration clause in the event if the fight does happen. Do you guys not want one?
Give a damn about that. It only gets so big, it get too big, then that's on him.
Yeah, people want to see that fight, and maybe they see that fight. We don't know yet, right? But maybe they see that fight, and I'm always open to good fights,
Angel Reese just faced major embarrassment on live television after a heated on-court clash with Camila Cardoso that left fans stunned. It all started when Reese tried to assert dominance with some trash talk and physical play during a tight possession, but Camila wasn't having any of it. The Chicago Sky Star responded with an overpowering block that sent the ball flying and the crowd into a frenzy. Moments later, Cardoso hit a clutch shot right in front of Reese, then stared her down as cameras captured every second. The internet erupted as clips of the moment went viral, with fans saying Reese picked the wrong time to test the Brazilian powerhouse. It was a clear message from Cardoso: don't start what you can't finish.
To 168, I wouldn't have to lose any weight. I wouldn't have to strain my body. I can just focus on getting stronger and getting sharper and just work on the things that I need to work on to fight a guy of that size.
You're on an 11-fight knockout streak. Is it important to you to continue that, or you just kind of take this fight as it happens?
I just take the fights how it happens. If the knockout come, it come. If it don't, I'm just looking at securing the victory at the end of the day. I never go in a fight looking for the knockout, but if it's there, I'm definitely going to take it.
Prediction on this one?
Like always, a victory.
All right, we'll see how it happens on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. Terence Crawford, Israel Madrimov, Saturday from BMO Stadium here in Los Angeles. Champ, always good to see you. Good luck on Saturday.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Terence Crawford has ignited a storm in the boxing world by openly calling out Canelo Alvarez, taking direct aim at Canelo's insistence on a rehydration clause for their potential showdown. Known for being a highly debated tactic, the clause restricts how much weight a fighter can regain after the official weigh-in, a demand Crawford finds unacceptable and even insulting. He made his feelings clear, not just to the media but to fans around the globe, signaling that he's not afraid to challenge boxing's power structures. The tension only intensified when Bernie Davis, a trusted figure in Crawford's inner circle, confirmed in a recent interview that a fight between Crawford and Canelo was being discussed for September 13th. Although not yet finalized, Bernie's statement has electrified fans and fueled endless chatter across boxing forums and sports networks. He revealed that Crawford is preparing to make the bold jump to 168 pounds, aiming to dethrone Canelo and claim his trio of super middleweight titles. This move would be monumental for Crawford, who has already conquered multiple divisions and is now looking to solidify his place among the all-time greats. For Canelo, this challenge represents another chapter in his storied career, but also a major risk. As both camps ramp up discussions and training intensifies behind the scenes, the entire boxing world is watching with bated breath. Should this clash materialize, it has all the ingredients to be a historic encounter, a collision of styles, legacies, and pride that could define the era.
So do you like Terence's chances even without a
I love Terence's chances. When it first came out of his mouth, he said he wanted to fight me.
And yeah, you guys have zero issues with...
I have no issues.
No issues.
Terence ain't got an issue with I ain't got.
Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, the mere mention of this matchup has electrified the boxing world, and now, the buzz is rapidly escalating. After weeks of speculation, Bernie Davis, a respected insider from Team Crawford, has seemingly confirmed what fans have been dying to hear: the fight is scheduled for September 13th. While there's no official announcement yet, Davis's remarks have added serious weight to the rumors and ignited a fresh wave of excitement across the boxing community. He confirmed that Crawford is ready to jump 2 weight divisions up to 168 pounds to challenge Canelo for his unified super middleweight titles, a leap that reflects not just ambition, but the kind of legacy-defining risk few fighters are willing to take. This move has split the boxing world in two. On one side are fans applauding Crawford's courage, pointing to his decorated resume, a 4-division champion, 2-time undisputed king, and one of the sport's most technically brilliant athletes. On the other side, skeptics are voicing legitimate concerns. They point out that Crawford has never fought at 168, and diving straight into a bout with someone as dominant and experienced as Canelo may be a leap too far. Critics argue that Crawford should first establish himself in the super middleweight ranks before chasing a legend like Alvarez. questions about his age, lack of knockout power at higher weights, and the caliber of his past opponents continue to fuel debate. Bernie Davis, however, remains unfazed by the criticism. When asked if Crawford should test the waters at 168 before taking on Canelo, his blunt response was, "Why?" He defended his stance by highlighting Crawford's unparalleled achievements across multiple divisions and insisted that Bud has nothing left to prove. Davis doubled down on his confidence, not just in interviews, but also across social media, proudly declaring Crawford as the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world and predicting he will soon be the new super middleweight champion. According to Davis, this isn't just a fight, it's a takeover. Still, doubts linger. A deeper look at Crawford's resume raises eyebrows, especially among hardcore boxing purists. While he's undeniably dominant, many argue that his opponents, though skilled, haven't been elite-level threats. His most recent bout against Israil Madrimov at 154 pounds last August is often cited as a concern. While Crawford walked away with the win, the fight was far more competitive than expected, with narrow scorecards of 115 to 112, 116 to 112, and 115 to 113. If he struggled to separate himself clearly at 154, what happens when he steps into the ring against Canelo, who's not just dominant at 168, but known for breaking opponents down with brute strength and world-class timing? Adding even more intrigue to the situation is the controversial rehydration clause, a condition Canelo reportedly wants to enforce, which limits how much weight a fighter can gain after the weigh-in.
Because, in the past, most guys, when they're fighting bigger guys like that, that's going to be the first thing that they want.
That's some pussy shit. That's some weak shit. Oh, you can't come in this much and shit. Oh, man, get the fuck out of here. It's boxing. You got on the scale, I made the weight, regardless when I come back, ass. Hey, you accepted the fight, let's get in there and fight like me. Simple as that.
Appreciate you, Bomac. Thanks for the time, man.
The reporter didn't hold back, pressing Brian Bomac McIntyre with a tough question: does he still believe Terence Crawford can win without the safety net of a rehydration clause? Bomac didn't flinch. With absolute certainty, he declared that Crawford's skill set alone is enough to carry him through, no matter what the scale says after the weigh-in. To Bomac, weight restrictions are irrelevant when compared to the relentless preparation, discipline, and technical brilliance Crawford brings to the ring. His words were firm, echoing the deep confidence that Team Crawford has consistently maintained throughout talks of this mega fight. But reporter Ricky Furlati wasn't convinced so easily. He reminded Bomac and the audience that rehydration clauses are a common feature in fights where there's a significant size difference between opponents. Such clauses are often viewed as a safety measure for smaller fighters stepping into the ring with physically larger opponents, limiting how much the heavier fighter can bulk up after weigh-in day. It's a well-known tactic used to level the playing field, and Furlati's line of questioning highlighted the concern many fans and analysts share: is Crawford stepping into dangerous territory by rejecting this safeguard? Bomac didn't back down. He not only rejected the clause, he called it utterly absurd. With controlled frustration in his voice, he dismantled the logic behind rehydration limits, arguing that once a fighter has made weight, what happens next should be entirely up to the individual. McIntyre insisted that real fighters, true professionals, know how to manage their own bodies and should be trusted to do so. To him, placing restrictions on weight gain after weigh-ins is not just unnecessary, it's an insult to elite athletes who understand how to control their conditioning. He emphasized that boxing should be a contest of talent, intelligence, and grit, not artificial limits or regulations that interfere with the purity of competition. Expanding on this viewpoint, McIntyre laid out his philosophy in simple terms: fighters should agree to the bout, make weight, and then compete. No excuses, no restrictions, no extra negotiations. They should just fight, he said emphatically, reinforcing his belief that the sport is about willpower, strategy, and execution. There should be no need for technicalities or conditions beyond the agreed weight class. His words were both a challenge and a declaration, a line in the sand drawn by Team Crawford, signaling that they are ready to meet Canelo on fair terms, without needing to weaken the opponent through post-weigh-in rules. Bomac's unwavering confidence reflects the mindset that has guided Crawford throughout his storied career. He believes Terence doesn't need any physical edge, because his edge is mental. His sharp instincts, tactical flexibility, and ability to outthink and outmaneuver the best in the world. For McIntyre, Crawford's years of dominance across multiple.
Take the fights how it happens. If the knockout come, it come. If it don't, I'm just looking at securing the victory at the end of the day. I never go in a fight looking for the knockout, but if it's there, I'm definitely going to take it.
Prediction on this one?
Like always, a victory.
All right, we'll see how it happens on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. Terence Crawford, Israel Madrimov, Saturday from BMO Stadium here in Los Angeles. Champ, always good to see you. Good luck on Saturday.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
The debate over the rehydration clause has taken center stage in the build-up to the potential Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez showdown, and much of the confusion around it stems from the aftermath of the Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Davis bout. That fight thrust the term into mainstream conversation, making it a topic of heated discussion among both hardcore fans and casual observers. In the Garcia-Davis matchup, the clause was seen as a tactical safeguard meant to prevent significant size mismatches after the weigh-in and to ensure a more balanced contest. As a result, rehydration clauses have become a recurring point of interest in modern boxing negotiations, but with that attention has come a wave of misunderstanding about their intent, purpose, and actual impact on fights. Now, with Crawford and Canelo potentially clashing, these questions have resurfaced with greater urgency. Many fans still interpret the clause as a necessary protection for smaller fighters, particularly when jumping weight classes. But in reality, its usage and necessity vary dramatically depending on the fighters involved. Brian Bomack McIntyre and Team Crawford have made their stance crystal clear: they don't want it, don't need it, and see no value in limiting natural weight fluctuation after the weigh-in. Their message: let both fighters compete as professionals, no strings attached. Amid this growing conversation, boxing promoter Eddie Hearn stepped in to provide much-needed clarity on the fight's current status. While he confirmed that talks are ongoing and the matchup is highly likely for September, possibly aligning with the Mexican Independence Day weekend, no contracts have been signed. However, he emphasized that both sides are optimistic, and if the deal goes through, it would undoubtedly become one of the most significant fights of the year. Hearn further noted that no rehydration clause is expected, signaling that both Crawford and Canelo are willing to face each other without added restrictions, reinforcing the magnitude and mutual respect involved in this high-stakes bout. If finalized, the fight would be staged at 168 pounds, the super middleweight division where Canelo Alvarez has ruled with an iron fist. For Terence Crawford, this would represent an unprecedented leap, as he moves up from the welterweight and light middleweight divisions, bypassing any test bouts in the weight class and going straight for the king. This bold move has triggered a storm of speculation across the boxing world. Fans and analysts alike are debating whether Crawford's technical prowess, speed, and IQ can compensate for the sheer physicality and experience of Canelo at 168. Yet, the allure of this fight goes far beyond weight classes. It's a symbolic clash of two generational icons. Crawford, the undefeated tactician with a 41-0 record, and Canelo, the Mexican powerhouse who has collected titles across 4 divisions.
Don't get me wrong, he's a good fighter. He's really good abilities and everything. And maybe we will see that fight. Maybe we don't know yet.
Canelo, look, something you said to me a while ago really resonated. You said basically, if somebody's going to disrespect me, I don't want to punish them in the ring and beat them up and say, hey, here's, all this money, because everyone always makes their career high payday facing you, right?
Yeah.
Their paths are converging at a pivotal moment in both of their careers. Crawford seeks to cement his legacy with a win that would defy odds and silence critics, while Canelo looks to reaffirm his dominance against a fellow pound-for-pound elite. Their collision promises fireworks, with no need for artificial constraints like rehydration clauses. The stakes couldn't be higher. For fans, this is a once-in-a-generation spectacle. It's not just about titles or weight, it's about greatness. The winner won't just be a champion, they'll emerge as the undisputed pound-for-pound king, the face of boxing for years to come. This potential bout is loaded with legacy implications, drawing comparisons to historic fights like Leonard vs. Hagler or Mayweather vs. Pacquiao. It's a true test of styles, Crawford's cerebral, patient approach versus Canelo's punishing bodywork, ring generalship, and knockout power. And while debates over size and clauses persist, it's important to understand the broader mindset of both camps. Crawford's team has consistently emphasized that their fighter isn't just showing up to participate, he's coming to win. In fact, when asked why he's willing to skip a rehydration clause despite being the smaller man, Crawford reportedly replied, "That's what great fighters do, they take risks." This attitude, echoed by his trainer Bomac and reflected in his every career decision, showcases the confidence that drives him. For Crawford, facing Canelo at full strength, without limitations, is not a burden, it's the ultimate challenge and an opportunity to make history. Eddie Hearn, speaking in a candid interview with IFL TV, put it plainly, Crawford is at a physical disadvantage, but he's a brilliant pound-for-pound fighter. It's two generational greats fighting each other, it's a massive spectacle. Hearn also revealed that the inclusion of a rehydration clause would have killed the deal entirely, as Canelo flat-out refuses to agree to such terms. That uncompromising stance from both sides signals a rare mutual willingness to meet on even ground, no excuses, no safety nets, just legacy on the line. Fueling the anticipation even further, Crawford was recently spotted at the weigh-in for his close friend and gym mate Steven Nelson, who faced Canelo's WBO #1 contender Diego Pacheco. This appearance only heightened speculation, suggesting that Crawford is already mentally and emotionally invested in the path that leads to Canelo. In an exclusive interview with Boxing Scene, Crawford voiced what many fans already believe: that's what great fighters are all about, testing yourself against all the odds. These words encapsulate the spirit of the showdown. With every day that passes, momentum continues to build. Crawford, the undisputed welterweight champion, has made it clear he's ready to step into the fire. Canelo, who has reigned supreme at 168, remains the mountain to climb. The bout, tentatively set for September, promises to be a turning point in Saudi boxing power broker Turki Al-Sheikh is shaking up the sport like never before, pouring massive investment into headline matchups and making it clear he sees Terence Crawford as the centerpiece of his boxing revolution. Al-Sheikh has spared no expense to elevate Crawford at his first ever US event this August, an occasion already being hyped as a major blockbuster. His admiration for Crawford goes beyond the ring, it's strategic, personal, and game-changing. Behind the scenes, Al-Sheikh has been working relentlessly to bridge the gap between Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, even though their relationship has seen rocky moments. Determined to bring dream fights to life, Al-Sheikh is not just promoting events, he's redefining the entire spectacle of boxing at the global level. Crawford, appreciative of the spotlight and financial support, publicly praised Al-Sheikh, calling him a visionary who's giving boxing fans the megafights they've been demanding. "I'm definitely grateful for what Turkey has done in boxing," Crawford said. "He's making all the big fights happen, fights that matter. He's putting his heart and money into the sport, and I'm excited for what's coming." Crawford's remarks reflect the deep trust and partnership that has formed between the two men, and how Al-Sheikh's involvement is helping build a stronger future for boxing by bringing fantasy matchups closer to reality. Still, the journey toward a Crawford vs. Canelo fight hasn't been smooth. Back in 2023, Canelo dismissed Crawford's resume by saying he had only beaten one good fighter, igniting backlash across the boxing community. Crawford's fans erupted, accusing Canelo of disrespect, while the Mexican star doubled down, saying he had no interest in fighting Crawford at the time. Those comments created a rift that seemed irreparable, but time and public demand have slowly begun to shift Canelo's stance. Recently, a resurfaced clip of that old interview reignited tensions, prompting a fiery comeback from Crawford's sister, Letitia, who posted on X, "They all sing the same song." Her clapback added fuel to an already simmering rivalry that refuses to fade. Now, with momentum building again, Canelo seems to be reconsidering. In a recent interview with Mike Coppinger of The Ring magazine, he acknowledged the massive public interest in the fight. When asked about weight concerns, given the size difference between him and Crawford, Canelo remained calm and confident, stating that criticisms would only add more drama to the event. "Fans maybe would get to see it," he hinted. "We might witness that battle. Perhaps. We don't know yet." While he stopped short of confirming anything, the door is now cracked open, and that's all boxing fans needed to go wild with speculation. With both men still at the peak of their powers, the demand for this generational clash is reaching fever pitch. Crawford, the slick technician with pound-for-pound accolades, and Canelo, the power-punching. Canelo Alvarez, standing tall at 6 feet 2 inches, has recently spoken out about why he prefers a fight with Terence Crawford over David Benavidez, offering rare insight into his mindset. In a detailed and honest interview, Canelo revealed that he turned down Benavidez's challenge because he felt both Benavidez and his father had crossed a line with their disrespectful behavior. For Canelo, agreeing to that fight would have meant handing Benavidez the largest payday of his life, something he didn't feel the young contender had earned, especially with the way he went about seeking the bout. Canelo made it clear that he won't be pressured into giving opportunities to fighters who don't approach him with the respect he believes he's due. At this point in his career, Canelo insists he has earned the right to choose his fights based on merit and personal principle, not noise or public demand. Although he acknowledged that he's open to facing any top-tier boxer, Canelo emphasized that respect matters more than hype. He firmly stated, "I'm in a position where I can make my own decisions," underlining his dominance and autonomy in the sport. Despite the ongoing back-and-forth with Benavidez, Canelo hasn't completely shut the door on a potential matchup, even hinting that one day he might simply wake up and decide to take the fight. But for now, Benavidez is focused on a different path, moving up in weight and preparing for a major fight against David Morrell at 175 pounds, making the timing of a showdown between him and Canelo uncertain. Meanwhile, fans and analysts alike are buzzing over the growing possibility of a fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. Though Crawford would need to jump up 2 full weight classes, the intrigue surrounding this potential clash has only intensified. Canelo appears undeterred by last year's backlash over his public comments about Crawford and continues to express interest in battling the very best. He remains firm in his desire to shape his own legacy on his own terms, a stance that has drawn both criticism and admiration from fans and insiders across the sport. According to ESPN's Mike Coppinger, serious negotiations between Canelo and Crawford are well underway, with momentum building behind the scenes. Legendary promoter Bob Arum, who previously helped guide Crawford's career before their split in 2021, also chimed in, praising Crawford's immense talent. Arum noted that Crawford's ability to switch stances mid-fight, fighting comfortably as both orthodox and southpaw, could pose a unique challenge for Canelo. Crawford drives his opponents crazy, Arum said in a recent interview with Fight Hype. They train for one thing and get something completely different in the ring. Crawford's own resume is nothing short of extraordinary. He recently became a 4-division world champion by defeating Israil Madrimov and capturing the WBA super welterweight title, cementing his status as one of the sport's most accomplished.